Yo, what up, my little supers? We're back for some more drafting here on Arena. I am doing something very foolish. I am once again joining the best of one world because I would like to place in the top 250 or whatever so I can get a free play-in event. So we're going to do a little bit of ranked best of one. Y'all know my feelings about that, but as always, thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out cardkingdom.com/Numot for all of your Magic card related needs. So yeah, back in the world of best of one, back in the world of all will be one. Only a few more days away from Shadows of Innistrad Remastered. Don't worry, we are nearly there. We can put this format down soon enough, as Shadows will be ranked as well. But I'm ranked 1200 right now, so let's see if we can bolster that rank, and we're gonna hopefully do so with the Pick One Pack One Armored Scrap Gorger. Oversee Volt Charge, Mantis, Batterfist. One of the best 2-drops you can get in this format, and one that I've had a lot of good success with. Gonna just follow that up with a nice colorless Skitterfang here. Looks like the best card in the pack to me. Otherwise, we have what? Like a Troll, Malkader's Watcher, Zealot's fine. Very, 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 very easy Skitterfang given. It just keeps us open, and it is, again, what I think is the best card in the pack anyway, so. Little oily start here, we might be going. Do we want to take a third pick Sylvok Battle Chair? This card is good. Generally, when you play it, it's going to be the biggest thing on the battlefield. I'd say more often than not, you're not really moving the equipment around, although there are certain times where that is a thing. Could also just go with the safer pick of Ruthless Predation for a cheaper green card. I mean, I think in this format, especially in this best of one format, it's better to take the cheaper cards. Because if you fall behind, it's so hard to come back. So I think I'm okay taking the Predation here over the Battle Chair, even though I do not like, and I've said this many times, the fight or punch effects. But it is what it is. And now maybe we just take a fourth pick Troll. This card is solid, certainly, but it's, man, I never want to take it early. I always want to try to get them late, and generally you can get them pretty late on the wheel, I feel like. It's just that this is a good way to cut off the green, and I don't think there's really much else I would want here anyways. I don't want to dip into a different color, is a thing. And while Basilisk is a solid card, it's actually really good with Predation, too. Well, now I'm starting to talk myself into taking Basilisk here over taking Troll. The thing is, what deck do I want to be playing this in? Generally just Poison or like a slower green deck, which is not really a thing as much. Let's just take the Troll. That's a really nice sign. Fifth pick Cankerbloom is fantastic. Definitely going to be the choice here. Just a really solid 2-drop. Keeps us in green for now. Strider's probably my second choice here. Then Predation, Steward, and Chorus are both fine. But yeah, Cankerbloom was very nice. Not a bad start. Few solid uncommons. All in green. Uh-oh. Did we get disconnected here or something? It says I have a pack. Nope, there it goes. Let's take the Furnace Strider now on this pick 6 over either of these mediocre green cards. I know people like Fuseling. I am not a particular fan of Fuseling. And like if we're gonna end up playing red as just a minor splash or something, then the Strider is just gonna be better here. Free from Flesh would also be really good. But if you're playing red, you generally want to have at least one Furnace Strider, sometimes more, you know? Another Atrocity, but Cackler here looks correct. Cackler is specifically good in the red-green decks. We already have a few different oil creatures. It's awkward if you're behind, but it's really good when you're even or on the play. Nice Lattice Blade Mantis here, 8th pick, as we pass another Free from Flesh. There could actually be another Lattice Blade Mantis coming around, right? Didn't we open one? Yes, we did. And a Troll, and a Steward, so some really solid green oil pickups here, but the Mantis is just way too good, especially if you curve into it, or have it on a turn early. Nice little Troll number 2. That's more 5-drops than I really want. We're already at 3. But, I mean, this is just a great start, so no complaints. 2-drop in green is fine. This is not going to have any synergy in our deck for the most part, if we end up in red-green, but if nothing else, it cuts off the signal. No, this is a really good oil start. I'm guessing I'm going to end up cutting the Stalker if we find any number of other 2-drops to replace it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures with oil right now, and then 3 creatures that care about oil. Few people have been complaining about me just playing a bunch of red-green and red-white, but, you know, I'm not particularly trying to force anything. I think I draft pretty open. If we had seen some good cards in the other colors, but oftentimes it is just correct to move into the red-green decks or red-white decks, you know? So to those people, I say suck it! As we get a Hazardous Blast, that's another nice pickup here on the 12th pick. Again, if we do end up in red, this will be a very nice card to have access to. You want to know how I know red-green was the right place to be in this draft? Because I'm going to open a freaking Luca and then get past a Myglass. That's just big brain strats. And I think we're all ready for it. Is Luca a mythic or rare? I think Luca's completed, so I think it's mythic, right? Yes. All the completed Planeswalker... Oh, last pick gems? Hello. No! Well, when you open a Wandering... or the Eternal Wanderer in pack 2, you're generally going to want to take it. And the nice thing here, I only have 3 red cards anyways. So I'm not really losing much, and obviously just opening one of the best rares in the format is kind of legit. Double white is awkward. I'm not really leaning, like, if we go green-white, you're supposed to be going into the toxic poison plan. So this is going to be pretty awkward. But we could just be like good green-white cards, depending on what else we see here. Now, it's possible I don't end up running the Eternal Wanderer. And like maybe it's correct to take like Incubation Sac here, say over Indoctrination Attendant now. Just to stick with green. Because again, we do have a good green oil start. I will say if there's like a planar disruption here, I would take it. I will take the Incubation Sac over one of these white cards and over Predation. Yeah, Contagious Vorax, really good. We could end up playing straight up 3-color. Or maybe just like green-white splashing Furnace Strider. I guess Cackler and Blast you're probably not splashing for, but yeah. Another nice, really good green card that we don't have to take a questionable second color yet with. Wow, that is a bad pack. Holy crap. The only card I would play here is like Hunter's Maze, and I hate playing the tap lands in this format. Because you just really can't be playing off of curve. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the 20 gems. And remember, I get asked this frequently on any video, whenever I mention taking rares for gems. But if you have a complete set, rather a complete collection of a set, so 4 of every card from a set, anytime you would get a duplicate, you instead get gems. So for a rare, you get 20. For a mythic, you get 40. I'm okay with 1 Sky Scythe Engulfer. I think this card is actually pretty decent. Similar to the Sylvok Battle Chair, generally it's going to be the biggest thing on the battlefield. So 1 of them's not bad. Cultivator's nice. We were looking out for these. Hadn't seen one yet. Just good ramp. Good oil synergies. Another Strider here. No big deal. I do not care for Paladin of Predation, though. It's actually kind of funny how big of a difference a 6-mana spell versus a 7-mana spell is in the format. Because the difference is, yes, technically 1 mana, but generally in Limited, the difference between 6 mana and 7 mana is actually more than 1 turn, you know? Just go with the Copper Longlegs here for a good early blocker. So I haven't taken a single red card here in pack 2. In fact, the only thing we've done is take, obviously, a crazy white card and then a bunch of green cards, which is really good. I think that's where we wanted to be. And there haven't been many red cards I've passed anyways, so taking the Wanderer hasn't ended up being super awkward. It's not like I saw a bunch of hazards, not hazard slashes, what are the hex gold slashes, or something like that, you know? A couple of filler cards versus Paladin, which I was just down talking. Yeah, well, it's a big boy. Like, don't get me wrong, this card is powerful. Toxic 6 is insane, and it has unblockable from a lot of creatures, but I don't think you generally want to run it outside of a few specific decks. Carnivorous Canopy, that is a fine one to main deck for sure. If this was best of 3, I would leave it in the board instead of main deck, but in best of 1, I'm happy to play it, especially if I end up getting like a few Axiom Engravers, or maybe we end up playing like Thrill of Possibility, just ways to pitch it to lessen the burden of running a card that has specific targets. So this is what our deck is looking like right now. Heavy, heavy green, splashing for Strider and Wanderer. Thriving Roots was, or Thirsting Roots rather, pretty good pickup here. As far as, you know, 11th pick is concerned. I don't mind that in the slightest, because not only do we have a lot of oil synergy cards, it also fixes for splash colors. The nice thing about running a deck like this will be that we don't need to run too many red or white sources, and our mana base is going to be pretty good. Right? If we're running 10 forests, well, that's still great for our super heavy green deck, and then we can run like 5 plains and 2 mountains or something. Still need some more early game plays. But, I mean, we have a full pack 3 to go, so. How about a Glissa Sunslayer? Well, if we're already splashing a few other cards, what's a Glissa? In fact, I can just cut the Furnace Strider instead and play Glissa. So instead of green splashing white and red, we can be green splashing white and black. Losing a Vorak here is a big downside. But I mean, it's Glissa. Some good red cards here. I'm going to take the Planar Disruption. With that Glissa Sunslayer pick, I've kind of committed myself to not playing the red. And since we're going to be playing the Eternal Wanderer, splashing for a Disruption as well is not too bad. So Cankerbloom, Disruption, Slash, Batterfist, Charge, good pack. 2 mana removal spell, easy there for us. And getting rewarded with another one, very, very good. Okay. Yeah, this deck's going to be great. So it's going to be like 10 forests, yeah, 5 plains, and maybe 2 swamps, 1 swamp. We're going to need some amount of white sources because we want to get to 6 eventually, but... Let's see, we have Thirsting Roots. 1 Vorak is kind of like fixing. We have the Scrap Gorger for fixing, that's good. And this is one of the benefits of staying super open, right? We're able to open a card that's not in our color, pack 3, and playing it isn't the biggest stretch, you know? Let's see, we have enough win cons for sure. We have some good value cards. We have like the Double Troll, the Sack. A little bit more fixing, I think, is where we want to be. Like if I picked up a Terramorphic Expanse, or I saw one, we would actually take it. That was nuts. 4th pick, Armored Scrap Gorger number 2 is fantastic. Losing out on a Prism, a 3rd Troll. No, I mean, Scrap Gorger was just amazing. One of the better cards we could have seen here. Very good, very good. So 20 gems, 40 gems, 60, 80. We have acquired 80 gems just from picking up random rares. Would I run 2 Thirsting Roots in this deck? I might, if we saw another. Another solid pack here. Another Hex Gold Slash going around. So the red in this direction would have ended up being okay. We would have had the Furnace Strider and a couple slashes, but obviously Eternal Wanderer and 2 Disruptions is a little bit better. Our Wings looks great. It's not going to have any synergy really in our deck, but it's just a solid enough card. Okay, Tyver's stand here. I'm going to take over the Sylvok Battle Chair, I think. Again, this is just a really, really good trick anywhere on your curve. A third Troll, a first Vanish, another Long Leg. Let me double check my oil creatures. We have oil cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't want to just take Vanish for another removal spell, but actually, you know what? I'm going to go with the Copper Longlegs for another 2-drop. Oh, yeah, baby! 8th pick, Evolving Adaptive, and an Indoctrination Attendant. That is great. 3rd Mantis or 2nd Thirsting Roots. I mean, I guess I can probably cut the Canopy from the main deck now since we have so many good playables. I can probably cut another Longlegs. Cankerbloom Wield. Excellent. I don't think we need to run 2 Engulfers. But it actually wouldn't be all that crazy. Alright, this deck looks really good. Doesn't have much, like, true synergy, but it just has a bunch of really powerful cards. 16 lands should be sufficient here with 2 Roots and 2 Scrap Gorgers. We definitely do not need 6 plains. We're only going to need 1 swamp. 10-5-1, that should be fine. I mean, I could even go 11-4-1 if we really wanted to. Just because we need green so much more. But we only really ever need 1 green except for the... Well, that's not true. There are going to be times where we want to cast multiple green stuff, but... Yeah, 10-5-1 or 11-4-1 I think is good. Wanderer, Glissa, a bunch of good early game green cards. I've got high hopes for this deck. Let's submit this and go to round 1. Alright, let's go to round 1 here of this stinky best of 1. As we try to get ourselves in a good mythic ranking for the end of the season. Decent looking hand here, right? Turn 2 Scrap Gorger, turn 3 Sunslayer. So remember, even though I'm only running 1 swamp in this deck, we have like 5 or 6 actual sources of black, because we have the 2 Thirsting Roots and the Scrap Gorgers and whatever as well. It's gonna be safest for me to just still grab the swamp here, just in case our opponent kills our Scrap Gorger. Yeah, this is not great. If they have a way to kill Glissa, we're in kind of a rough spot, but... Actually, that's not even true. I suppose we can troll next turn. And we will get the trigger since our Scrap Gorger has the counter on it. Oh yeah, actually, maybe we're in a good spot. Let's go ahead and attack. I'm going to remove the counters from their predation. I don't need the card right now. I don't want to take an extra point of damage. And that removing counters reduces the power of some of their oil cards. And now next turn we can go like one of our 4 drops plus predation. Urabrask's Forge. Glissa does technically remove counters from the Urabrask's Forge too, but don't I have 2 Canker Blooms of my own in this deck? Okay, they're just off it. Yeah, Glissa is just so stupid. 3 mana, 3/3 that if you don't have a removal spell for it, it really just wins the game on its own. Like, sure, you can sit back and chump it, but what, like, then you're losing that game too. I mean, if they didn't have a way to kill Glissa, I don't fault them for conceding there. Maybe a little bit premature, but Glissa is not a fun card to play against. Nor is the Wanderer, nor, I mean, this is true of any limited format. There are always going to be crazy bombs, of course, but some of the bombs in this format feel particularly egregious. All right, 1-0. How many ranks did we gain? 13 off of that? Yeah, so the ranking system's a little bit weird. We're probably going to only gain, you know, 10s, 20s initially, but at some point we're going to start gaining like hundreds. Okay, that is really nice. Turn 2 convert. We are on the draw again here, unfortunately, but given that we have Tiber Stand in our hand, even if we drew a swamp next turn, we would probably wait on the Glissa until we could get an extra green open to hold up the protection. So let's hope that that Vorak can find a swamp. But we have a ton of other black sources in the deck. Thinking. Your go. If we were on the play, I would immediately kill their convert with the Canker Bloom. Mandible Justiciar. Okay. Looks like Canker Bloom is going to be pretty good versus them. Are they thinking about using a disruption here? Oh, I'm alright with that. Speaking of, let's just play out our piggy. Okay, did not find a swamp, but we did find a second white source, which isn't awful. I want to block on the convert here, because if I block the mandible, they could just do charge of mites and make tokens. I am a-okay with this. Sure, they did get the trade, but killing them, what do you call it, convert, I think was well worth it. Ooh. I've got a plan. And that plan is draw a couple more lands. Easy block here for me. I'm not going to use Tiber Stand. No reason to. That's fine. Okay, that's actually still really good. It's a little bit slow here, obviously, but that gets us to 5 for Wanderer, and then it gives us the black source for Glissa, so... Given the fact that we're still at a healthy 15 life after this attack. Feeling very good at our spot. Sure. They should have cast that before playing out their land, though. Not that it really matters here. Alright, so let's go... Glissa. I'm going to go ahead and lock down their Glider. And now that makes our Eternal Wanderer -4 ability that much better. Doesn't work because I have the stand, and that might just be game over right there. Pretty gross draw. Could have also killed the disruption, but I wish you luck, my friend.
I've made it, Justin. We can win this together.
That's fine. We have predation. Easy trade here for me. Yeah, let's troll. Draw gain. Predation.
Keep your eyes sharp.
Not much to say this game. They're gonna need to draw like land plus White Sun's Twilight. Alright, they just gave us the good game. When does it come back? At the beginning of that player's next end step. Okay. Let's go ahead and flicker our Canker Bloom then.
I bought us some time.
And I guess I'm going to hold my hand in case they do actually have a Twilight. I don't need these triggers. Yeah, I mean, our deck's very good, so. We gained 40 ranks that time, okay. Hopefully we can just keep winning and maybe get into the low 100s. 2-0. Alright, here we go into game 3. On the draw. We haven't won a die roll yet, but our deck's so good it hasn't really mattered. Let's see this. So we're gonna go turn 1 Cultivator, turn 2 Long Legs, probably. We might actually want to go, depending on if we draw land next turn, if we go turn 2 Thirsting Roots. Oh, we don't need to do that anymore. I was gonna say, if we could go turn 2 Thirsting Roots to make sure we can play a Lattice Blade Mantis on turn 3. Prologue. Alright, so maybe blue-black, blue-green would be the guess. Ideally, this does not get countered. Unfortunate, because that was really our only good pressure. This is not a great hand versus a deck that's going to sit back and kind of burn us out slowly, so to speak. I'm going to sit back for a turn without casting Thirsting Roots or anything, but if they start casting like Experimental Auguries or whatnot, yeah. And the fact that they didn't main phase that, despite missing a land, tells us they probably have another counter in their hand too. Not ideal. Okay, well, let's just go grab a white source now then. I don't really care if they counter Skitterfang. They might have a Chrome Kitty here. Yep. I'm not going to save my copper long legs with Tiber Stand. And that puts me up to Corrupted. Kind of surprised they're opting to attack there with the Prowler. Sure. Awkwardly, I don't think I'm supposed to actually play out the Engulfer until I can also hold up the Tiber's Stand, though. So I need to wait until I get one more mana. The disruption on the hybrid is super good, right? Unless they have an Annihilating Glare. Alright, I'm expecting another counter here. Oh, they didn't. Need to find another land. Sure. Not going to use the ability. Maybe they have another cat and they were trying to ambush. Because they clearly have something in hand. Anoint. Yep, I'm going to let that resolve as well. Okay, it's going to put me up to 4 poison. And we are really hoping they don't have a counter for this Engulfer. Like, if they play out their hybrid this turn and have another Bring the Ending, that would be really unfortunate. Oh, if they're just passing, I'm guessing they have 3 mana, Reject. Well, I guess I'd rather them reject this than my Eternal Wanderer. Yep. Very obvious. Wow, 2 birdies. Okay. Let's think this through. So let's go like this.
Make the most of the little time I have. Make room.
Seems good. If they just hard cast Annihilating Glare on the Eternal Wanderer, we kill him with Tiber's Stand. Getting the double thrumming bird off the battlefield seemed right. That's fine. So we go exile the flyer. We're gonna give Death Touch here. Then we go for Max. It looks like they just have an Aspirant's Ascent in their hand, which doesn't do anything. Very good! Very good. Man, double Thrumming Bird with that Aspirant would have been really crazy. All right, we gained 20 ranks there. Yeah, this isn't going up too quickly, but as long as we keep winning, we should be okay. Because if we take a loss, I imagine our rank is going to drop quite a bit. So, yeah, let's just win. Okay, on to game number 4 we go. Still have not won a die roll. What are we doing? Also, what are we doing with 3 of our 5 planes in our opening hand? What is this handicap? Oh, God. Well, I guess it's a keep. The Disruption's gonna have to do some work here. We'll lose one of these lands. Yeah, the queue time was a couple minutes. We got paired down versus a gold now. Which, rank doesn't really mean anything. This could have been a Mythic player that hasn't played in a while, but it's always funny seeing huge disparities in rank like this. Well, once again, we've drawn 3 of our 5 planes. Be awkward. If I don't use the Disruption on that Justiciar there, we're going to take a bunch of damage from it, so I think that was the right play. Okay, I think we are very far behind. We didn't have anything to do to the board until turn 4. Opponent just drew an extra couple cards. I don't love my spot. Oh no. They just have a bunch of spells in their hand too. They miss land drops. Well, if they don't have removal, which is maybe wishful thinking, Double Mantis puts a very fast clock on, so let's just win with the bugs, win with the insects. That's fine. Want to draw like Vorak here. Although, if they spend their turn equipping the Flesh Cutter, that's not that bad for us. But I will say, then they would gain a bunch of life. Oh, they gave Death Touch. So they're offering the trade. That's surprising. The reason I'm using my oil counter there is just because if they do draw removal, we want to make sure we get at least a little bit of value from the oil first. Alright, drown, sure. It's fine, not blocking. It's a really good draw. I'm not going to use the oil now, though. No need to. And now with Canker Bloom available, them equipping Flesh Cutter would just be a really, really sad play. They might not have anything else to do, but it's not going to end up very good for them if that's the line they take. Fleshless Gladiator. Okay. Well, they gave Death Touch again. Alright. I think I'm happy just taking it here. So this is lethal, even if they have the -1/-1. Whatever, Whispers of the Dross. Because now we definitely go for the activation of the Mantis trigger. 10 damage, -1 is still your 9 life, my friend. Okay, another pretty easy game for us here. We have climbed about 100 ranks with 4 wins. That is kind of miserable. At least when you're this far down already, but keep the train rolling. Game 5. We still have not won a die roll. You know the odds of not winning at least one of the die roll, or rather losing 5 die rolls in a row? Yeah, it's like 0.00001%. I did the math. Trust me. Trust me. Believe me. It's true. Although I will say the odds of us drawing 3 planes with this consistency is actually really crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and just predate their Canker Bloom here. And we're gonna want to put an oil counter on. It's only 2 damage I'm losing. Okay. Yikes. Guess let's get the hover wings online. If we draw any more land, we're probably dead. It's good, but... can't cast it, obviously. That's bad. We're taking a lot of damage here. I guess I should probably trade my cultivator off then. We don't really mind trading with a 1-drop off, though they do get some extra value. I'm gonna sit back. I'll go for a double block, and if they have a way to blow me out, so be it. Okay. I only lose 1 creature here, so I don't think this attack from them was all that good. We have 2 disruptions, we have Wanderer, we have some good draws. I mean, surprisingly, the Engulfer is pretty solid here as it has reach. Please don't have removal. Okay. Easy block. Alright. That's fine. It might come back a little bit later with the Vial, but getting that thing off the battlefield was beautiful. Because it's 4 counters to do this. And they actually grabbed a land there, too. Huh. Yeah, I don't think we can race. Oh, guess who's back? I'm gonna lose 2 life and go to 10. That's pretty good. I actually think what we want to do here is uptick on the Archfiend. And by doing this, it gives our Wanderer an extra loyalty for next turn. So assuming they don't have a way to just immediately kill the Wanderer, which they might, then when we use minus on the Wanderer next turn, it's a lot safer. Okay. They're gonna get back their Testament Bearer or their Atrocity or something. That's fine. So now we have one of two plays. I can keep upticking on the Archfiend and then make a 3/3 and equip. I think that's probably still the best course of action.
Have a nice day.
Sadly, our sack is out of cards, but man, we did get a lot of value off of that, so I am not upset. Perfect.
Finish this here and now.
All right. They're on a clock. Does this flicker artifacts? Yes, so I can reset our hover wings and our sack. That is a hand dump of sorts. Let's just reset the hover wings
You're coming.
and then play out the troll. Even though if I had reset out the sack, I would get to draw an extra card. I think this is better. They do not have much time with Archfiend, and now we've just developed out two blockers. Oh my god. Okay. Well, now we need to draw us black source for Glissa.
Haven't seen the last of you.
Are we just dead here? They lose next turn, but I think they can get enough hasty. This has toxic. Oh no, no, I live at one toxic if they get back there. Do they have anything that can they have to get back the long legs, right? Yeah. They have to get back the long legs to proliferate. Otherwise, the Archfiend just kills them next turn. That's hilarious. There's finally a black source, too, for our Glissa. We have two Scrap Gorgers versus them, which would have been nuts, too. To eat their graveyard from this issue. Oh, no, we die exactly because of the proliferate. No, we take 4 trample, or rather, we take 4 toxic from the trample. Oh, we were 1 turn late. Wow, incredible. Alright, toxic 4, GG. Nothing I can do about this. That's the best I've ever seen that be, by the way. Kinda sucks, though. Any earlier in the Scrap Gorger would have won. Damn. Okay, we lost 40 ranks there. That was the 4th. Or, yeah, that was the 5th die roll loss, too. Oh, man, so close. Bombs upon bombs. Alright, we couldn't go 0 for 6. That would be cheating. We went 0 for 6. This is a good hand, though. Ay. For a format where being on the play is actually pretty important, this is rather unfortunate. And our opponent's gotten a pretty aggro curve here. We're going to lead with Cankerbloom, because it stops them from attacking unless they have something. Whereas if I play the Scrap Gorger, they just get to attack for free. I'm gonna go with the pig here. Our Engulfer will be able to block the Raptor at a later date. Although they might end up leaving it back because we have a couple of 3 power ground creatures. No, no, they are going to attack. Sure, that's fine by me. Alright, let's go to combat. It's fine. We get to go long legs plus scrap gorger. And because they've used 2 of their oil counters, their raptor can't actually attack into our long legs unless they proliferate this turn. Sure. If it's free from flesh, I don't want to block the Fuseling. Yep, and they used it on the Fuseling anyways. That's fine. 10. Pretty good draw. Let's get the Engulfer online here first. Make sure it resolves. If it does, then we can attack with the Kink. Have to be a little bit careful because there is a possibility of me getting burnt out. Well, no attacks is a good sign for us, and that's a really fantastic draw. Okay. I'm going to grab a second white source here to play it safe in case they kill my Scrap Gorger. And we're going to Skitterfang and try to give the Engulfer lifelink. Alright, once that connects and once we gain 6 life, I think it's pretty hard for us to lose. Ooh, green mana. Alright, let's slam Mommy. I think the gameplay here is to actually uptick on their Raptor and get it away as a blocker. And then we just attack with everything except for the long leg. Leave that back as a good blocker. No need to give Death Touch here, even though Trample Death Touch is great because they only have 2 toughness anyways. Combined. Alright, easy peasy. Back to 20, by the way. Alright, over 6 on die rolls, but we're still 5 and 1 in matches, so. The beats continue. Okay, on to game 7. 0 for 7! Man! Our hand is good again, at least, but come on, deck. What is going on? I'm gonna grab second green here instead of second white. I think it looks fine. Getting extremely trolled. One day I'll win a die roll. Oh, lordy, that's bad. Okay. They've got a 4/4 lifelink attacking on turn 3. Double Oil Gorger Troll should be able to pick us back up, but they're gonna have a nice life buffer. And a Skitterfang now too. Sheesh. So they're gonna give the Retrofitter flying, I guess? Yeah. Take 7, I go to 9. I guess I'm gonna have to use Predation this turn instead. Oh, that Canker Bloom was nuts. That was perfect. Alright, so what we can do is punch that. Give lifelink. I'm actually gonna be really fine with them if they want to block here and trade. And we play Canker Bloom and hold up removal. Okay. Really good sequence there for us. Let's make sure we hold control so they don't get a trigger of the Skitterfang here. Okay. Sheesh. Well, they only have one card left in their hand, so these trolls are going to start getting us back in the game through sheer value gained. Yeah, let's... So what happens if I use the Canker Bloom now on the Skitterfang? I take 5 and they gain 5. If I let them attack... So I don't think we really care about the Justiciar anymore. Yeah, I think I'd rather kill the Skitterfang here. I'll take 5, I'll go to 7, they'll gain 5. But then they don't have a way to get flying anymore. Well, that was a nice draw too. Alright, and this is where we start coming back into the game. Gonna be worried about something like them drawing a Cephalid Sentry or whatever, but we have a ton of good draws. Eye of Malkader. They saw something they liked. They should probably move the Helm over to the Justiciar. Oh, they didn't even attack. Huh. That's kind of odd. This was the wrong creature. But oh well. The reason I played the Troll out first is I want to see what we drew, but if I had led with Vorak, I could have actually made the Adaptive a 4/4 there. Oh, I see. Well, what do they even get rid of? 'Cause that's fine. Sure. We're probably going to want to just Vorak proliferate anyways for Skitterfang value purposes. Okay. Let's keep our Skitterfang. Let's make it so they have to keep drawing artifacts for the Eye of Malkator to be relevant. Not the draw we were looking for. This is just for 3 life. Obviously, I'm not getting through. They do have a fair Basilica to sack. They're gonna main phase Chrome Prowler. Okay, so this is a bit of damage. They don't really have a great attack with anything but the Eye of Malkator, though. Even if they equip the Helm, I could just bounce off the 2/6 with my 3/3. Again, I don't really think I need to trade for the Eye. Mantis lifelink next turn looks pretty good. I'm not going to take another hit from the Eye, though. Like, I will double block it at this point in time. Okay. Happy to make this trade. Uphill battle, but we do have a lot of strong cards we can draw to. Don't think we need to exile, because we want to leave counters for our other Scrap Gorger. Don't think it's actually worth to attack with the Mantis here and use the oil. Because remember, with the Scrap Gorgers, they have to exile a card to get the oil counter on them. This is a Wanderer waiting room, Glissa waiting room. Second Cankerbloom waiting room of sorts. Disruption's not bad. Though I don't see a reason we'd really want to be using it right now. They don't have any good attacks. We should probably save this for a flyer. An oddly long game here. Against all odds. Scrap Gorger was pretty darn good versus that. Their best play was just to flicker their Prism. Seems good. So they went for the extra card draw instead of making another 2-2, which I guess makes sense, because 2-2 on this board doesn't really accomplish much. Okay. Let's see, 10, 11. I think we saw one more land on the bottom, so 12. They draw another against all odds or something? Oh, a Blue Sun's Twilight. Okay, that was a really good draw. Can I draw one of my rares now? That's only fair. It's not bad. Go ahead and turn off one of the Mantis. If they draw a flyer now, I'm going to be sad, but Cankerbloom can deal with any of the artifact flyers at least. That's fine. I guess that bounces a Scrap Gorger, which is annoying. Yeah, they might have a decent attack this turn. We can block the Mantis with Cankerbloom, and then sack it to kill the Sentry to get our adaptive back. Seems alright. Sure. Now it's probably better to sack and get our troll back. Okay, well. They're giving me free food. I'm okay with that. Yeah, let's get back our 3-4 instead of our adaptive, which would take a lot longer to get there. And then let's leave the cards in their graveyard. So we can eat it with this Scrap Gorger once we play it. Sack was a good draw. Nice. That's a lot of value. Again, the fear is that they draw like Cephalopod Sentry or something, you know? Oh, they messed up. Oh, I thought they didn't target their Prism for a second. But yeah, we got to eat their Spell Bomb at least. Thank God it was just a land. Okay. So we should be fine here. I'm going to take another 4 from Eye of Malkator, I guess, and then we're going to double block the Mantis with our 3-4 and 2-2. Dude, what is this crazy game? Where's my Wanderer? Where's my Glissa? There's one. Okay, that's indestructible. Now we need to draw Wanderer here instead, I guess. I guess proliferating makes an additional 3/3 in essence. Possible I'm not even supposed to activate here, because if I draw Wanderer, we probably want a minus. You know? Ah, damn it. Okay. That's bad. It's not a fast clock by itself, but... currently, anyways. Alright, that's 2 damage. Time's running out for us. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I'm at 1. Remember, they can give the Mondrak indestructible, so I can't attack with my Glissa. Holy crap, finally. Okay. So what they should be doing here is, in response, sacking Sentry to Mondrak. Let's hope they don't see the play. They should also be sacking the disrupted token. Yeah, they see the play. Good on them. Oh, they can sack everything but the Mondrak itself, too, can't they? Oh, shoot. So maybe I was supposed to uptick on their, whatchamacallit?
Kneel before the Emperor of Kamigawa.
I was maybe supposed to uptick on their Mondrak. Yeah. I might have made a slight mistake there. I forgot they could sack it all to the Mondrak. Alright, good beats. Like, if they draw an artifact this turn, that's so gross. Thankfully, they did not. So uptick on the flyer, and then what's my play from there? Ay. Well, on the bright side, we reset its counter. I can't attack, though, because if they draw an artifact, I lose, and I can't even gain life with it anyways. Oh. And that's it! Wow! Crazy game. Crazy game. I'm not gonna say it was a bad game, because it was actually decent, but that really sucked. And we're still 0 for 7 on die rolls. Alright, GG's. I'm not sure what I was supposed to do differently there besides the Mondrak play. Or the flyer play. So if I uptick on their flyer, what happens? They draw Skull Bomb eventually, but they won't be able to attack. I keep upticking on the flyer. Eventually, yeah, I might have punted bad. If I uptick on the flyer, we might win that game through them decking. They didn't have that many cards left. And a gummed up board was okay for me. So that might have just been a throw. Initially it looked good, but I realized I realized after activating the -4 that they could sack all their creatures to Mondrak. So that's probably on me. Good beats. Alright, game 8. Yes! We are on the play! We did it! And the hand looks good. We've got double Scrap Gorger, a sack, and a couple of other cards here. Unfortunate, I just got careless with the Wanderer that last game. Because I think we had it with a plus. Land next turn to start activating sack would be good. Land next turn for double 2-drops would be good. Nice. Yeah, let's just get our mana online. Jeez. Well, that's not a great play, because I can just Canker Bloom it, I guess. Or disrupt it now. Yeah, I'm okay just killing it. And then making a 3/3 here. It's possible I'm not supposed to be splitting up the counters like this. It's possible I should have targeted the one Justicure with both Scrap Gorgers and then tried to get one up faster instead of splitting them out. But with Copper Longlegs in our hand, getting multiple oil counters seems good. What's your plan, friend? What you got over there? Are they going to disrupt my sack? They are indeed. Okay. Feels bad for them to do that since we had gotten the 3/3 value already, but makes sense, of course. I mean, I feel like we're ahead, but we're not really that far ahead. Another retrofitter. Sheesh. Okay. Well, give ourselves a good disruption target, I guess. What you doing over there, buddy? About to give him the your go. Oh, that's right, we have a Tiber stand. Alright, let's lock down their watcher. And I guess we're just gonna chill. Only drawn 3 lands right now. Is this gonna be another crazy grindy game? Kind of feels like it might turn that way. Tendant bounce their watcher, that's annoying. Maybe bounce their retrofitter. Yeah, so they can turn the might into another 4/4 rather. Okay. Now what? I don't really want to use Tiber's stand like this. Let's see. I don't mind taking the 4. They should give me the your go back. No thinking aloud. Okay, I think I'm okay taking 4. And a Duelist of Deep Faith, sure. That's a pretty good card, I hear. And we have stand to protect it, so I'm really glad I didn't use the stand now. Okay. Yeah, looks like they have a pretty good blue-white deck, actually. Double Retrofitter's kind of sick. Don't do it. First strike, death touch. Hell of a card. Let's go ahead and take action here. Let's give lifelink. They might chump with Chorus. I'm okay with that if they do. Remember, if we get to connect with Glissa, we can also kill their Disruption that's on my Incubation Sack and unlock a couple of 3/3s, so it's definitely worth it for them to block. Okay. A flyer! But we have long legs if they do make some attacks. I think I'm happy double blocking with Skitterfang and Scrapgorger here. Oh. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Oh? Spicy? Spicy attacks? Okay. Well, I will eat both of those. And eat the 1/1 as well. So now we go add mana. Sack Proliferate. Both of our Scrap Gorgers become 3/3s. Seemed like a very poor attack, but I'll take it. Yeah. Alright. Well, they were doing well up until that attack, and then, yeah, then they wiped their own board and let us do some crazy stuff. Alright, 6-2. We finally won a die roll. 6-2, and I think we've only gained like 70 ranks overall. This just yeah, 70 ranks exactly. This tells you how crazy trying to grind the ladder is. And out of 9 games, we won the die roll once. Pretty nice looking opening hand here, though. If we were on the play, our adaptive might have been an all-star, but since we're on the draw, like, I'm supposed to block here, otherwise they just sack it. In fact, that was a mistake for me to have played it out on turn 1. Oh, I think it was the same. I shouldn't have blocked. Well, number 1, I shouldn't have played out the adaptive. Number 2, I shouldn't have blocked, because it's the same result, but they might have messed up. And this is the difference between play and draw. Crazy. Yeah, if we're on the play, our adaptive becomes a 2/2. No point leaving the Canker Bloom back, because all it's doing is technically blocking the Axiom Engraver, since the Punisher has Menace anyways. That's fine. I've traded 3 damage for 1. Alright, we need to draw a Plains right now. Or a white source otherwise. And they have Slash? Great. Well, this was a fun game. If we draw a Plains, we still have a chance. Lock down the Myglaws. Looks like they have a land in their hand they're gonna rummage away. I would need to draw it right now, though. Okay. Small chance appears. I die to them having, like, land into Furnace Strider, of course. Well, this is on me. So remember, I punted that one game where I played out the Emperor or whatever and decided to lose the game. If I had just upticked on that Trawler Drake, and here I played out the Adaptive on turn 1 when I shouldn't have, although who knows if it ultimately would have mattered given their draw. We're just dead to a Crescendo. Sure, good beats. Free from Flash, Crescendo, anything kills me. Yeah. Oh man, well that's Magic, baby. I can't complain when I made multiple mistakes myself to get there. So 6-3 record, and we only gained 35 ranks, and I lost the die roll 8 out of 9 times. Anyways, super fun deck, good deck. Yeah, Shadows of Innistrad Remastered can't get here any sooner. In fact, after playing that, I don't know if I'm actually going to do any more rank. That was my 101st draft of this format. I simply did it to try to gain some ranks. And if I went 6-3 and only gained 35, I'm not doing this anymore. So thanks for watching. We'll see you back tomorrow. Bye-bye.